I'm going to tell you about every single penny that I made as a comic creator in 2023 and how I did it. Last year I made a similar video and it was basically me telling you how much I didn't make. But this year? Well, before we go on to this year, I want to recap last year. I made negative $204 if you take into account the website fees, Comic-Con tables, and Etsy listings. So it wasn't good. Was this year better? Yeah, it was actually. A hell of a lot better. I'm going to start with comics because that's kind of what this channel is about. And I haven't been to any Comic-Cons this year. At least I haven't bought any tables at Comic-Cons, so I've not been able to make any direct sales of any of my comics. I've released a new comic since that last video called Flowers and Shadows, but that's a long way of being finished, and it's also a very long way of being monetized on either Webtoon or Tapas. So for comics, I've made nothing. This does get better, I promise. I'm just getting that out of the way. I've made nothing directly from comics. On Patreon last year, I made $263.93 because I had a $20 tier that my mum very kindly subscribed to. But I've since changed that $20 to $4, so this year I've made $165.92 in total. I think I changed it about halfway through the year. I'm not entirely sure. Oh yeah, and also none of these are counting the month of December because I'm recording this at the end of November. But unless something extraordinary happens, these numbers are pretty accurate. This next bit isn't really money that I made, but money that I saved. This time last year, I had a website that was costing me around $100 a year or so, and I was being billed once every 2 years. I think. I can't remember. Either way, I've got no website anymore because honestly, I don't really know what purpose it was serving. But I'm no longer pissing that money away, so that's nice. The other cost-saving thing I decided to do was to stop uploading listings on Etsy. Last year, that cost me a total of $7.20 because I didn't make a single sale. Etsy isn't really a platform that has ever really worked for me, so instead of swimming against the tide, I decided to just leave the platform. I may go back at some point, but I doubt it. Okay, on to the two heavy hitters that completely destroyed last year's earnings. The first is this YouTube channel. This time last year, I had 255 subscribers, and at the time of recording, I have 1,125. I have made $0 from AdSense because I'm still not monetized because of a lack of watch hours, but I do have affiliate links in all of my videos, which is where we're going with this. Amazon Affiliates is the largest affiliate marketing program, and you simply grab a link from a product on their site and you pop it in your description. Then when someone clicks on your links and buys that product, you get a bit of money without impacting the price to the consumer. It's a pretty good system, except I haven't made any money from Amazon Affiliates either. I'm not entirely sure why that is, because people are clicking on the links, they're just not buying the products. I don't know. But what has worked incredibly well is my Epidemic Sound link. I have a special referral link that everyone gets when you sign up with Epidemic Sound, where if people click on it and they sign up with the company, then I'll get a share of the amount that they earn from that person. I say some, I think it's actually quite generous. I'm not entirely sure what the split is, but I think it's quite close to 50%. It's ridiculous. Maybe it's because the company's Swedish, at least I think they're Swedish, and the Swedes are awesome. Dejan Kulusevski is awesome anyway, so maybe. But because of the number of clicks and signups I've been having, particularly over the last couple of months, I've earned $762.80 pretty much passively. I've not done any advertising for them, and the only bit of effort I've exerted is that I put the link in each of my descriptions because I've been using their service for every single video on this platform, and that's it. It's pretty cool, and it serves as a really nice way to support the channel. I even managed to replace my keyboard recently, and crucially, I replaced my chair. And if you've seen this video, then you'll know how bloody important that is. So thank you to everyone who's clicked that link. And finally, the biggest amount of money that I've earned this year has been through freelancing. I responded to a few adverts on various subreddits, and I did the line work for people's comics. And I did some illustration work as well, but it's mostly line work for comics. And in total, I earned $802.33, which is not a huge amount, but I didn't do a huge amount either. I averaged around about $80 per page. I can't remember how much I charged for the illustration. I think it's around about the same. But that brings the grand total to $1,731.05, which is a gain of almost $2,000 when you consider that I lost $200 last year, technically. It's nowhere close to being a living. It's not life-changing, but it's progress, and it's quite good progress. So I'm happy with that. And I feel quite good about how things have gone this year, especially compared to last year. I feel like I'm going in the right direction, and I just want to thank everyone who's supported the channel, whether it's through monetary things like clicking links or signing up to Patreon or just watching the videos. It all counts and it all helps, so thank you. And speaking of the best way to support the channel, right now, until I'm monetized, the best way is to sign up to my Patreon, which a link is in the description. At the moment, it's mostly just early access stuff, like to my comic and to these YouTube videos, but I also post stuff that I don't post to the public, like what I really think of you. Yes, you, specifically watching this. I write all about you. You have to go and look now, right? That's gone. But speaking of earnings, one of the ways that I track my earnings is through the app Notion. If you want to know why using Notion is great for comic creators as well as to other apps, then watch the video on screen now.